Don't think about how many more days to go.
And any topics you'd like to bring up to Dow? I think Ajahn would like us to start before she arrives.
Yeah, I'd like to ask her a question. That is, she often says that we have to know the difference between the time we have sati and the time we do not have sati. I'm wondering, why is it important to know the difference?
I think the point is that if we don't know, then we assume, like a friend mentioned the other day on ESG, we think there is sati when going about our daily life, taking all kinds of things for sati which are not sati, like people have an idea of being aware conventionally, like when they don't trip over the computer wire, or they drink the tea carefully without slopping it away or something. They think this is being aware. So, of course, it's just a conventional idea, as we know, but even when we know about the Dhamma, it's easy to take what is not sati for sati, like at moments of generosity, we take it for being kusala, and take it for being sati at those moments, when often it's just attachment to what is given, attachment to oneself at such moments. So without understanding what is kusala and what is not kusala, it's impossible to know when there is sati and when there is not sati.
Yeah, the sati I'm referring here is not the sati of vipassana or the sati of satipatthana. It's more like a very beginner's awareness of so-called realities. But for beginners, realities do not appear as they should. For instance, when we think five khandhas, in terms of five khandhas, seeing rupa as rupa is difficult. Seeing vedana sort of okay, sanya a bit difficult, and in the case of sankara, kusala and aksara cetasikas are sort of okay, and Vijnana Khandha, it's I can somehow deduct what seeing is, what hearing is. I can deduct these things from the fact that I'm sort of seeing sort of visual object and hearing an auditory object, but it's some kind of a guessing. So
when
mixed sort of a feeling about very fundamental sati, characteristics of very fundamental sati. And even at the level, is it really important to know the difference when there is sati and when there is no sati?
And when it's I trying to know or trying to calculate, then it's not sati at those moments. Or when it's I am seeing, I am hearing, then it's not sati. So most of what was taken for sati is not sati. So unless it is the understanding of reality, unless it's the understanding of seeing now as Dhamma, not trying to know it, not trying to calculate, then it isn't sati at those moments. So I think understanding when there is sati and not sati means understanding what is Dhamma now, understanding what appears now, because if there's no understanding of what appears, then there is no sati at those moments that you're talking about. So as soon as it's trying to catch it, trying to know it, then it's not sati, it's not guarding from akusala at those moments, because it's still I trying to know, trying to catch it. And the reason it's important is because otherwise there's the taking of what is akusala for kusala, taking what is not sati for sati, what is not understanding for understanding at all those moments of I trying to do something.
It's very hard to develop sati and panya. It's not an easy matter.
No, very subtle, very deep, and not simple as people think. People think they will just be aware for half an hour or something. It's not like that.
But there is one thing which I learned from last session, that is kusala Dhamma do not appear with dosa or domanassa. That is, we have, or at least I have some kind of unpleasant feeling while developing, no, it's not a good way of saying, but while somehow developing sati and panya, but often it's accompanied by some kind of unpleasant feeling. But now it's very clear that unpleasant feelings would never appear with kusala or sati and panya.
Right,
and
never.
Was a very good sort of reminder.
Yes. So if there's any unpleasant feeling, like when one thinks one's being kind, visiting a friend in hospital, it's no kusala of any kind, no compassion, no kindness, no sati, no panya at those moments at all.
Also, this is another question. Some time ago, there was a discussion of no arms and no legs and no chin. Can we say that these are Dhamma associated with so-called Kayagata Sati or not?
I think it's just pointing to how actually there is just hardness touch. There's no arm, no leg. So it's just what is taken for being the body are just different rupas that are experienced. Moments of hardness, moments of softness, no arm, no leg, no body at all. So different rupas are taken for being this body, but actually there are just different rupas experienced through the body sense. One no thing, no arm there at all.
As far as I understand about Kayagata Satya, there are two types. One is Vipassana, the other is Samadhi or Samatha, probably Samatha. But in the case of Samatha, for instance, sort of foulness of body is often used as a meditation subject there. And when there is no such thing as leg, body, and internal organs, why is it necessary to develop samatha using these asubha as its object?
It's just daily life for those who are used to reflecting, like now, what is taken for being so beautiful, this body or the hair or the colorful clothes, are just different rupas that are so foul, not beautiful at all, because they fall away instantly. They're unsatisfactory, and whatever is impermanent is foul. So what is foul is taken for being beautiful. What is dukkha is taken for being sukha. So reflecting even now for a moment that this rupa, that is the hardness or of the hair, is actually foul. It's just a condition for calmness at this moment. A little less clinging at that moment.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's daily life, not trying to do something, not trying to reflect, but naturally understanding at this moment that whatever is experienced, whatever is impermanent, is actually foul, not worth clinging to at all.
Okay, this is my last question. Kunsuchin often use the term sunyata. And what is your understanding of sunyata? Is it the same as 100% same as anatta or not?
I think it's 100% the same as anatta, but the emphasis is a little different. Like the emphasis, as she often mentions, is on the fact that there's nothing at all. What has arisen, the seeing has gone immediately and it's nothing at all. So when there's clinging to what is seen or what is heard, actually it's just clinging to nothing, an empty bubble, because that visible object, that sound, is completely gone. And this is emphasized by the word sunyata. But it means the same as anatta. It's like visible object is empty of a self. It's nothing there at all, gone completely.
But sunyata or anatta or anattaness are characteristic of dhammas, yeah? Realities, yeah.
Yes.
So in other words, we cannot see these sunyata and anatta because they are not dhammas. How can we?
It is the nature of Dhamma, like visible object now. It's just that which is seen and gone instantly. That's the nature of visible object. That's the nature of any conditioned reality. So it's not a matter of seeing, it's a matter of understanding. So the characteristic of visible object when it appears, it is just what is seen and then gone. Nothing there, no thing, no person. That is what is meant by having the characteristic of anatta.
Okay, so anatta and sunyata are perceived by panya, yeah?
Panya, yes.
Okay, so the panya which arises after many, many moments of nimitta.
So it is the panya which arises and experiences the nimitta of visible object. So the visible object itself has fallen away, but its characteristic appears as nimitta to panya. And only when the panya has developed to the degree to directly understand the arising and falling away of reality that appears, can the sunyata nature be really clearly understood, that it's gone completely.
Yeah. So such a high level of panya may see realities as sunyata or these realities as anatta.
But it has to begin developing from now, beginning to understand that what is seen now is just that which is seen. It doesn't matter what it's called, but it's just that reality which is seen, not a thing, not a person. So it has to begin to develop right from the beginning. Otherwise, it will be the wrong path, trying to catch, trying to be aware, thinking it's something. Morning, Lucas. I saw your comment.
Thank you.
Hello everyone.
Hi, Hanji.
Hi, hello. I have a question, and I did yesterday. I did have an intention to join the Thai section, but then I have to go to the Sikh temple yesterday because it's some special day of Sikh religion. So today I'm here now to join the English section. And I was just thinking that when we use now Dhamma that appears right now, Dhamma that's appear, right? When we say that appear, does it mean it's appear to the Nama Dhamma, mean Chit or Chetasika, or do you mean there is each reality right now which risen and fallen by condition? Because I was just thinking like in our daily life, like through 5 doorway, like through seeing, hearing, smelling, taste bud, and the body senses, I to seeing color appear, to hearing the sound, and to nose is the smell, and to taste is the taste, and to the body is earth element, which hard and softness, wind element, the tangible object, fire element, the hot and cold weather. And I was just thinking that when we talk about understanding now what appears, right? And when we talk like about chakku pasatha, like that, through eye doorway, the color and the appear. So in the daily life, seeing and a color appear, but the eye base never appear. So, but then we can still understand that like for seeing to occur, the eye base is one of the condition. Like blind people, seeing is not possible for them because they don't have the eye base. And also I was just thinking like even now, right now, there is chitta and chetasika, like phassa, vedana, chetasika, manasikara, samadhi, and all that. These arise all the time along with chitta, but their characteristic does not appear, but it arises and perform its function all the time. Like we can understand, like for example, intention, chetana, there has to be all the time intention arise. It has its own characteristic and perform its function, because without intention it's not possible for chitta and other chetasika to arise.
Yeah,
But
this is thinking about the dhammas, but what appears now.
yeah,
Because what appears now, like visible object,
yeah,
can be understood.
yeah,
If eye sense doesn't appear now, then it can't be understood. We can only think about the story of eye sense. Vedana, pleasant feeling or unpleasant feeling. When it appears, it can be directly understood. But if it doesn't appear, if it's not the object of experience, it can only be the object of thinking or ideas. Or like last week, someone asked about Hariya Watu, and Ajahn asked, does it appear? If it doesn't appear, then we can talk about the theory, but they cannot be the direct understanding. So the question is always, what appears now? Because that is what can be understood at this moment. Like if there is irritation now, or hardness, or moment of kindness, then when it appears, it can be directly understood. Otherwise, we're just talking about the theory or beginning to understand intellectually, as you say, that eye sense must be there for visible object to impinge on. So understanding has to develop, and only when it develops does eye sense appear. Actually, eye sense, the pasada rupas are considered gross rupas. So if these don't appear and aren't known, then no chance of the subtle rupas being known.
so
It just depends on conditions and accumulations what appears now.
so we can understand, like in theory, in Pariyat way, that yes, eye based is one of the conditions, but they cannot be the direct awareness because they never appear, right?
Yes, if it doesn't appear, it can't be directly known. Exactly. So that's why the path is about the understanding of what appears at this moment.
Oh.
But if we don't hear and consider the details, example, if we've never heard that it's I sense which visible object impinges on, then it's very difficult to eradicate the idea of I. It's still the idea of I that sees, and it's my eyes that the visible object impinges on. So we hear the details in order for there to gradually be the elimination of the idea of self, and for there to be the direct understanding of what does appear at this moment. But whatever we're discussing, it has to come back to what appears now.
So although like we say like even like right now like Hatsa, for example, its characteristic don't appear, but we can still understand that it has to appear all the time in order to
Not that it has to appear all the time, it has to arise
all the time.
Without Phassa experiencing the object, then the Chitta, without Phassa contacting the object, Chitta cannot experience it. It depends on what Phassa, what visible object Phassa contacts as to what seeing sees. So it doesn't appear, but it must be there, arising with each Chitta. I just want to ask Ajahn if she is here now. Are you here now, Ajahn? Maybe not yet. And she told us she was going to be a little bit late at the beginning.
I think that if we talk more about anything like the train or the trail of thinking, it cannot be the understanding of what is there. That's why each word should be considered more and more about no one and no self. Starting from this moment, is there anything now? Something is there, right?
Yes.
Just think about just little by little about that which is now. There is a thing or whatever is there. Is there any understanding of that?
If no consideration, then no.
So let's talk about just that. If it does not arise, can it be there?
No.
And can anyone change that which is there to be other thing, different?
No. But Achan, what?
Just one word at a time. That is the beginning of understanding the meaning of anatta. Nothing there, no one, only that which is there. When it arises, if it does not arise, nothing would be there at all. And who can condition it? Who can make it arise? No one. That is anatta. See, beginning to understand the word of anatta as no one there at all. So it's not I who understand, beginning to clear up the wrong understanding of self from the very beginning, very little at a time. No one. It's that which is there. It arises, no one can make it arise, but there must be conditions for it arises. Otherwise, there must be anything arises without condition. But what is there is conditioned to be just there. No one at all. That is the meaning of that is no thing, anatta. And there is no one who can condition it to arise. All are anatta. Whatever is there is anatta. It's the clear about anatta, just to lead to no self, no I, no one who understands. Otherwise, no matter how much we learn about any word, it's always I understand, I know. That is wrong. Everything cannot belong to anyone at all because it is there and then no more, just gone instantly, cannot be found anytime, anywhere, and it cannot just arise again at all. Just only once in samsara, beginning to understand the world which is there at that moment. Whatever is there is what we take for the world. But so many things, that's right, the thing about the whole world with many, many things. But actually, there must just be one which appears now, and it is anatta. As anatta. Understanding is anatta. This is the way to eliminate the idea
The
with
idea
yourself. Otherwise, we
otherwise
anything is the I all the time.
is the I all the time.
So understanding anatta from the very beginning now, that is anatta. It cannot be anything. And the understanding is anatta. It does not belong to anyone. It's there as different one which appears as the object of seeing or hearing, all are anatta. And this is the way to study Dhamma, to understand the anattanness from the very beginning. And so we learn about different things by different conditions, but all of them just be there and then no more, never again at all. And this is life from moment of death to the end of life, to from the moment of birth to the end of life, which is death. Nothing there at all, just that which arises and falls away all the time. Sometimes it's thinking about that, but it's only thinking with different ideas by different conditions. So the truth is the truth, to be sure that actually no one at all, not me, no I at all. Otherwise, it's useless to learn about things around as this and that, but say I know or is something. That's why beginning with the understanding of anatta, firmer and firmer and firmer, this is the way to eradicate wrong understanding to the end. No more. Nibbana, no conditions for anything to just arise and appears and then go on. Unknowingly all the time. Just make believe that it's something permanent like I or things and life, see? So just study to understand just for the sake of understanding. That's all. So no doubt about anatta now. And that which is there and then never again, never to arise again, is sunyata, completely gone. In samsara, is there any doubt about anatta and sunyata? Everything now. So what can be known is now because it's there to study that nobody can make it arise. Nobody can change it to be something different. And it's not there all the time, just gone unknowingly. That's why it's so very difficult to penetrate the truth of it. It's not there at all. Even it seems like it is there for some time, but actually never. Just arise and it falls away instantly. And that can be directly experienced as nimitta. So we begin to understand each word, which is the truth of whatever is now appearing, but no understanding when there's no word of the enlightened one who developed great barami to understand the truth. And with his kindness so great, he taught everyone to try to understand patiently what is the truth. The truth must be the truth, absolute truth. And this is the most precious things in samsara, to understand the truth, because the truth is the truth. It cannot be changed at all. And that is the way to experience that too, beginning to understand the truth of it, little by little from the very beginning. Anatta, no one can do anything. Actually, there is no one and no thing. Only Dhamma, what we call Dhamma, is that which is real. It has its own characteristic, different ones, by conditions. It doesn't make it arise. It doesn't want it to arise, but it's there by conditions. Anatta, Ordve, or Dhammas, and Sunyata. That's the way to have less clinging to that which take for a long, long time to be self or things desirable. But actually, what is desired is gone, nevermore. But desire is there because of ignorance of the truth. That's right. Just study to understand. That's the point. And it depends how much there can be understanding. With wise considering, is this not true? Because it's there who make it arise? No one. Can it last? No. Because in reality, thinking is not that which is there. See? So thinking is not that which is there. That is there cannot be at the moment of thinking. It's gone, unknown, all the time. Even understanding this bring about a little more understanding of the truth. Just born and die. Each moment is gone. Nothing is left. And who can say that this is not true? Because it's there now appearing, the truth. No one make it arise. And it's gone. No one can stop. It's falling away. No one can make it arise again. Never be the same at all. So it's only that which is conditioned to arise and fall away all the time. Not knowing the truth, it brings about the idea of shape and form because of the rapidity of the arising and falling away of whatever is now appearing. And Panya can discern the truth from intellectual understanding until it conditions that which hasn't been arisen before hearing the teachings. The moment of directly understand with awareness of just one object at a time, because each one is different. They cannot appear together as object, just only one at a time. And this is life. Closer and closer to understand its truth. Not there anymore, even right now. So no one, no me, no thing. Only moment of understanding or no understanding. Thinking or seeing and then gone. Everything.
Tadao, would you like to bring up your question about sati and no sati again now that Ajahn is here, which we discussed at the beginning?
Yeah, I have a question. Constantine, you often say that it's important to know the difference between the moment when there is sati and the moment when there is no sati. And I'd like to know the significance of seeing the difference. Because here, I'm not talking about sati of vipassana or sati of satipatthana, but I'm referring to sati of sort of beginner's level. Is it even for beginner? Is it important to see the difference of these two moments or not? This is my question.
Okay. What is there now? Please.
I can say that when I say in terms of 5 khandhas, yeah?
No. What is there now?
seeing. No. It's supposed to be seeing and visual object, supposed to be hearing and audible object, but they do not appear as they are. They appear more like concepts.
That
And
is just one at a time. So now at this moment, there is that which is seen, otherwise it cannot appear, right? Just that one. That
No.
which is seen.
no, it's guessing.
Okay. And
It's,
that is seeing,
uh,
right? And can anyone understand the truth of it? That seeing just arises by conditions.
mm,
See,
yeah,
which is seen by condition.
yeah.
Who knows that? See, we're talking just about one reality at a time. So seeing is there without the object which is seen is there. Without seeing, there can be such reality which appears. No thought about how it arises,
Mm.
but it's there. That is there. And then thinking about if there's no seeing that, can that seeing be there? Can that which seen be there? No. That's why that is one reality. The reality which appears at moment when there is seeing only. But seeing is not that which is seen. Who conditions whatever arises? Seeing and then that which seen. But it's there by conditions. Because without condition, nothing can arise. But no one knows yet about the condition for that which is seen and that which arises to see. That's why we learn to think about that, about the truth. It's there by no one, but by conditions. This is the beginning of no I who think about the train of thought about this and that, but no I at all. Whatever is there, no I and no thing. It's only a reality, different ones. By conditions again, unknown again. That's why we learn to consider wisely about the truth. The truth is that it's there, for sure, but by no one at all. And that is seeing, no one sees at all. So this is the beginning of no self, right? No one. And it's not only seeing and that is seen. There are many, many things followed one by one, very rapidly, that nothing appears as different ones yet. It seems there's something there all the time. This and that, this and that, this and that, different ones, as different things together. Is that right? Is
No,
someone there?
it's difficult because for beginners, seeing doesn't appear as seeing. Visual object doesn't appear as visual object. And these two things are mixed together.
When there's no listening to all these words, can there be the understanding?
No, I don't think so.
No. So at moment of understanding is not moment of seeing. It's not moment of that which appears, but that is conditions to condition such thinking until it understands, right? And whenever there is understanding, is different from moment when there is no understanding. But no one knows what are there at the moment of understanding. How come the understanding? What condition understanding? There must be a reality different from understanding. Without it, there cannot be understanding. And that reality is called sati. But it's not known because at moment of understanding, understanding is there. Sati that does not appear, that it's there too. But learning from hearing the truth of just one moment, how many things are there as no one at all? but it has its own characteristic condition to conditions understanding. So one begins to understand what is sati. Sati is a reality which also experience, but it does not see, right? It does not hear. It's not the chief of experiencing the object, but it's there to be aware of what is heard and what is seen until there is right understanding from hearing again and again. So hearing is hearing, it's not sati. And thinking, it depends on whether it thinks with understanding or no understanding at all. But when there is understanding, it has to be a reality which is aware of the word very, very quickly, that it does not appear. What appears is moment of understanding. So there can be the understanding, oh, it now understands. But before there can be understanding, there must be hearing many times. And sati is there when there is right considering, wise considering, and panya is there. Panya cannot arise without sati. But who knows at this moment? Only one moment comprises many realities. That's why we learn to understand just each reality at each moment at a time. What for? To understand the truth of no one at all, no matter what is there. So sati is not the moment of seeing, because seeing is conditioned to arise just to see and then follow it instantly, unknowingly, all the time. But what are they unknown? There must be other reality like Phassa, Cetasika, Vedana Cetasika, Sanya Cetasika. That's why we learn in details about all this in a moment, just to have more understandings, to be sure and confidence on no self at all. All of them are different condition realities. The more there is the understanding of whatever is now appearing, the more Brahmya and Sati is there, no one, and then gone completely until it arises over and over again. A little more understanding from time to time, very, very slowly, very, very gradually, because they are together. It cannot be known at once what are there until hearing and beginning to consider, and considering and other Cetasikas are there together, performing this moment of understanding, anta all the way, and sunyata all the time. They go together, all dhammas.
Yeah. Can I ask a stupid question? That is, seeing a visual object as visual object and seeing as seeing, which is more difficult?
What is difficult?
So I'm saying that perceiving a visual object as visual object, yeah? And also perceiving seeing as seeing, yeah? Which is more difficult?
What is more?
So seeing, yeah? Seeing, sorry, seeing as seeing, yeah? So this is one perception, yeah? And also seeing a visual object as visual object, yeah?
Seeing doesn't know that it sees which object, but it sees.
Yeah. But to develop sati of at least satipadana, yeah, seeing must be perceived as seeing, and visual object must be perceived as a visual object here. Here my question is, between these two, which is more difficult? So I'm saying this may be a stupid question, but I'd like to know.
So, what is seen in reality? Is it difficult to know?
Oh, no, yeah, it's just a Dhamma. It's very difficult thing to
You call it Dhamma, but
uh,
that which is there, which is seen,
mm,
what is the truth of it?
mm.
Is it difficult?
Seeing doesn't appear as seeing.
That seeing just as to see is
Mm,
not difficult or difficult because its nature is to experience. Each reality has its own characteristic.
mm,
That which is seen cannot see
mm,
because it's different reality, and that which is cannot be that which is seen.
mm.
See, is it difficult?
Not difficult because it's always I who is seeing, who is engaging, seeing of a visual object.
And what about that which is seen? Is that something? Because
Nama,
you see that the seeing is I. And what is seen? Is it something seen?
seeing supposed to have a visual object.
But who knows that what is seen is not as we think at all?
Mm,
Because hardness cannot be seen. But without hardness, there cannot be that which is seen.
mm,
Different rupa, different reality. Is it hard to understand that actually what is seen is no one and nothing at all?
mm,
And what the idea of I see people,
mm,
I see Sarah, I see Jonathan, I see men, I see everything.
mm,
Is that difficult than just that which is seen? No one there.
mm,
Everything is difficult to understand.
mm. Yeah, I have a very, very slight idea of what visual object is, yeah, but I've never experienced of seeing as seeing.
And do you experience that which is seen is only that which is seen? No
Mm,
one there at all.
mm,
No Tadao there.
mm.
See, is that difficult?
Very difficult.
Everything is difficult when there's no understanding.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
exactly.
enough to understand the truth.
Mm,
All the truth is hidden
mm,
because of the rapidity of that which arises and falls away together all the time.
mm,
At the moment of seeing now, how many things is seen? Is
mm,
that true?
mm,
Not just one at a time, and
mm,
that one has to impinge on the others.
mm,
Not everything impinged at the same time. Only one, and then fall away, seeing fall away. That it's seen fall away until it appears like so many things run at once. How fast it is! Is it easy to understand? Each as itself, arising and falling away. Even nimitta of that particular one characteristic can be known.
mm,
That's why Dhamma is so very difficult from life to life, eons and eons ago,
mm,
until there can be the enlightened one who enlighten the truth
mm,
of everything. And what he taught is just not as much as he experienced, but as much as people can get it or understand it to become enlightened at level of Savaka,
mm,
not the Samma Sambuddha.
mm,
Otherwise, we don't know the Buddha at all. We just call him, respect his word, but no understanding.
mm.
So how can there be the understanding of the virtues of the Buddha from his word as his body
mm,
to be seen of his virtues, wisdom, and compassion?
mm,
That's why to study the teaching,
mm,
cause of understanding it, that cannot be really known without the word from the enlightened one. We
yeah,
study respectfully to each word. If there is no understand clearly about just one word, it's impossible to understand other words because each one is related, like Dhamma,
mm,
that which is true. So how many things, how many Dhammas, but not as known as each Dhamma as it is at all. It
yeah,
appears as something, and there is I who do not know. It's only a moment of experiencing, seeing. At moment of experience, seeing, and then gone away. So no I, that cannot be I. It's the nature which is conditioned to just be there to experience the object. That's all. So each word should be studied to
yeah,
understand the truth of no I, anatta, and shunyata.
mm,
Otherwise, it's I again and again thinking about this and that.
yeah,
But actually, each word is so very deep,
mm,
and one can understand how deep it is.
mm,
Ignorance there from eons and eons ago
mm,
until now. So where is such a nusaya which is so deep? It is this moment because previous moment was gone.
Can you hear me?
okay, thank you very much.
And I think, just a minute, Tam Tan, and I think, Tagal, that often people ask, is this easier or that easier? Often people would like to set a rule, think there should be awareness of visible object first, and then seeing, or visible object, and then sound.
Mm,
And so actually the idea of I is behind it,
yeah,
wanting
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
select an object,
yeah,
choosing what they think should be the object of awareness now. So
yeah,
if a Jan or anyone says visible object is easier than seeing, then immediately there's the idea of I should be aware of it. So it doesn't help at all.
yeah,
Because who knows what conditions, who knows what will be the object of awareness this moment or next moment. So no point on thinking, as she mentioned, any understanding of any reality is not easy at all. But if we try to set a rule or an order, then it's I again quietly trying to select an object. So whatever appears, it's by conditions, unexpected and anatta.
yeah, you are right. But generally speaking, yeah, visual object, no, sort of rupas are somehow, no, can I say rupas are easier to perceive than namas. Namas do not appear so easy. It's much,
Usually always the idea of I am experiencing visible object, I am seeing. So
yeah,
understanding has to understand it's just seeing, just the Dhamma which experiences, no
yeah,
one there, nothing there at all.
yeah.
And just before you finish, because I know Tam Tan is waiting, and then Lucas also, did you want to just repeat your question about Kaya Gati Sanya to Ajahn? Or that was finished?
Hi, Konsuchin. I have a question about Kaya Gata Sati.
Okay, that's why we should understand each word. What is kaya?
Kaya means rupas.
Only one or what?
Oh,
Kaya.
many rupas which arise associated with so-called body.
And what is the nature of kaya?
kaya, which appears, no, which arises and falls away, one at a time.
But what is the nature, the truth of what we say kaya?
It's object, which sort of an object which we cling to very much.
But why is kaya not other?
Because it's so close.
Why it's not other thing, but only kaya? Otherwise, we don't know what we are talking about.
Oh.
Now the question is why are we referring to kaya and not to visible object or sound? What is meant by kaya?
I think there are two types of kaya gata sati. One is samatha and the other one is vipassana. So when we take kaya gata sati sort of a vipassana, yeah, then every reality associated with so-called kaya or body is object of kaya gata sati.
As Achan was saying just earlier, one word at a time. So let's first one word, kaya. What is it that we mean when we say kaya?
It's a body.
There are two words, namakaya and kaya, which is not namakaya. So usually we think about that which cannot experience anything, and that which one takes from my body, my kaya. But actually, kaya means whatever is there together, not just one, is kaya. So is a flower kaya?
No.
Only one rupa? How many rupas are there?
Flowers, it could be many types of rupas.
So anything which is there together, not only one, is kaya. Is that right? No matter namakaya or rupakaya. But usually we think of the body as kaya. My body, my kaya. So what are there, what we take for kaya? When it comes to something, we like it so much, my nose, my face, and so on. But in truth, is it as pleasant as that? When it's not washed, when it's not taken care of? What about the smell? And what about that? Not pleasant at all. That's why, by way of samatha, the citta is calm to understand. Actually, the kaya is not as pleasant as object of pleasure as before. And that can wear away just a little bit of clinging to it, but not yet understanding it as nothing more, just appear and disappear. But by way of satipatthana, it understands the truth of no one and nothing and no self there at all. It's only the truth is hardness or softness, and so on. That's why samatha bhavana can bring about just calm, serenity, but with an understanding of no self. But by way of satipatthana, it is a reality, not a nose, not a face, not eyes, but only that which is heart. The true nature is that. And understand that arising and falling away of it is the object of satipatthana, not the object of samatha. That's why the body can be the object of samatha bhavana or vipassana bhavana, according to understanding.
Mm.
So what about the body now? See?
Mm.
When there's no hearing about the truth, the absolute truth, as vipassana, we just think that, oh, it's so pleasant, but actually it's not.
Mm.
When there is cold,
Mm.
see, it's not as usual, the sound and whatever comes from the nose, see, unpleasant at all.
Mm. Mm.
So there are so many ways of thinking about a thing by way of different level of understanding.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not only the word, it's the understanding.
Mm. Mm.
And understanding is not self.
Mm.
So no matter how much calmness, serenity is there, but it's still me, it's not satipatthana. It cannot bring about the understanding or the penetration of the rising and falling away of the dukkha of holy noble truth at all. Because there is the idea of self or me or mine or something there.
Yeah.
So people before the Buddha's enlightenment, as much as they know about how can citta be calm
Mm. Mm.
to the degree that it cannot pay attention to the sensuous object as usual, that can be completely eradicated at all. Just suppressed only when panya is at that level. And there are so many levels of panya by way of degree of jhana, but not understanding anything about no one, nothing, the absolute truth. That's why even the Brahmas still have a Lucia conditioned to be born in the world of sensuous subject again and again.
Mm.
So what's the best to understand
Mm.
or to suppress
Mm.
temporarily?
Mm.
But all are anatta. This is the key to understand the truth to the end.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand these things, but some time ago we had a discussion of no body, no arms, no chin. And I didn't think these things carefully, but I was very much surprised that it is true that there is no arms, there is no legs, there is no face. And that is something we do not think so much, but it's really true.
But is it now? No arm now, see? Or no arm when there's no understanding of whatever appears now.
Mm.
Different moment.
Mm-hmm. But even having a very little understanding of these facts somehow surprised me a lot.
Because deeply, it's me with everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not known directly as just arises in false way.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
And without understanding of dharmas as dharmas, it can never be known that there's no arm, no leg now.
Yeah.
So unless there is direct understanding now that it is just hardness, touch, or heat, or just visible objects seen, there will always be the idea that there is an arm or a leg.
Yeah.
And Tan, did you want to ask your question now?
Yes, Sarah. I just want to clarify with Ajahn about my understanding about sati. So At the moment, there is a seeing, there is sati there. Is that right? And sati is conditioning for panya to arise. So if there is sati, there is also panya. Could you please explain to me that my thinking is right? Thank you.
You just want to be told or to understand.
To understand.
Okay. At this moment, what is sati?
At the moment, there is a seeing.
Not sati?
That's what I heard from you saying there's a seeing. So there must be sati.
To hear
So
from anyone is not enough. It has to be your own studying, considering carefully about each word to be the condition for understanding, to arise and understand little by little until it's so great enough to understand exactly what is there.
So from my understanding, yes, there is sati. When
Thinking,
there's a seeing.
but where is sati? Seeing is not sati. That which is seen is not sati. So where is the sati?
Sati, I to what my understanding is awareness. There is awareness of
So
experience.
is
Yeah.
there awareness now?
Yes. There's a seeing now.
So there is always sati all the time.
All the time.
No matter when. See? Whenever there is seen, there is sati. Is that right or not right?
I think if there is an awareness, there is sati. But if there's no awareness, there will not be sati.
At moment of thinking like that, is there sati?
Of the moment of thinking like this. Yes.
There's sati.
Yes.
So there is sati all the time, right?
Seems like that. Yes.
Impossible, impossible. Before hearing about seeing, that seeing is not you. Seeing is conditioned. When the condition for seeing is proper, right then, can there be no seeing?
So sorry, I don't know what you mean, Achan.
Before seeing, there must be condition for seeing, right?
Yes.
And is there any understanding of that which sees is conditioned to arise when time comes, not to hear, not to think, but just to see?
No.
So it's not sati, no understanding. How can there be any understanding of sati?
Oh yes, yes, yes.
So don't take anything for sati at all.
But sati is not understanding. I've been told sati is an awareness.
How come at moment of seeing right now to be sati? What conditions sati to arise?
An experience.
It experiences, but what conditions sati to arise? Is there no ignorance about this moment?
No, no ignorance.
No ignorance at all? So no I at all at moment of seeing.
Oh, So you mean like if a seeing, if there's I in that, so there's no sati.
Because what is sati? Whenever there is ignorance, can there be sati at that moment?
Every day is ignorant days. No,
So at this moment, is there sati?
no.
That's why beginning to study carefully about each reality as it is. Otherwise, there must be wrong understanding that whenever there is thinking about that, it is sati. I know, I understand that. It's sati. That's not right. It's still I, not understanding what is there as not I. So study each word carefully.
So I can, when there is no I in there, so there's sati, right?
Much more than that, just to learn the difference between of each reality right now as that which is seen is not a seeing. Even this is not known yet. Just heard about it. Like the blind cannot see anything but can hear about that which is there until the eye is cured and it can be able to just see when time comes by conditions. So hearing is not the experiencing the truth yet as it is. Just know about, learning about. Because now there is seeing, who knows seeing as not self? How to know that seeing is there and gone completely? See, it has to be learned carefully, little by little. That seeing cannot be thinking. It cannot be that which is seen. And when it sees, it's gone completely. Because other realities follow instantly, rapidly, not experiencing the arising and falling away of whatever is now, arising and falling away all the time, never to return, never to arise again. Only
So
once.
how can sati arrive?
When you haven't heard about sati, do you know what is sati?
I am confused. Sorry.
Tan, so you mentioned at the beginning about sati when there is seeing. So at a moment of seeing is a vipaka citta, a result of karma, and it doesn't arise with wholesome or unwholesome roots. So it just arises and it sees what is visible, and only 7 Chaitasikas arise with that seeing. Do you know what they are?
I think so. I think it's Paksa, Vedana,
Yes.
Tanya,
Yes.
and
Yes.
Chetana,
Yes.
and there's Maniska.
Very good. And Jivitindriya. Very, very good. So is sati there? Does sati arise with seeing?
No, not with the 7 universal.
No. So at the moment of seeing, when seeing arises and experiences the visible object that Passa has contacted, Vedana feels, Manasikara attends, and so on, but no sati at that moment. So no sati with seeing at all. And then after the seeing has fallen away, 2 more vipaka cittas, and then 1 more kiriya citta, and then kusala or akusala cittas arise. If akusala cittas arise and experience a visible object, can sati arise with the akusala cittas?
No, because I've been, you explained to me that sati, the function of sati is to guard the akusala.
Yes, so it prevents akusala arising. It's mindful in a wholesome way of the object. So sati cannot arise with seeing. It cannot arise with those akusala chittas. But if kusala chittas arise, then sati is there, unknown at those moments. It guards against the akusala and it's mindful. And in the mind door process, most of the day there is chittas with lobha or moha. Can sati arise with those chittas which are accompanied by lobha or moha? No. It can only arise with the kusala chittas in the mind door process. So when it arises with the kusala chittas, for example, if there are moments of kindness or moments of generosity, sati is there, as you mentioned, guarding from akusala, mindful in a wholesome way. But if there is no panya, which understands the Dhamma, understands the reality experienced as Dhamma, then it cannot be the sati which is of the degree of or leads to the degree of satipatthana. So it arises with any kusala chittas, but if it's not the if it's not the condition, the support for understanding of reality, then it cannot be the sati which leads towards the eradication of unwholesome tendencies. So now at this moment of considering, wise considering or wise reflecting, is sati there at the moment of wise considering?
Yes.
At that moment, and it guards against akusala, and it supports the understanding which understands wisely. What about at moments when there's just the idea that I know or I see, or even though it's a Dharma discussion, I think it's right when it's not right? Is sati there at those moments?
I know there's lobha in there, lobha or
when lobha is there cannot be any sati. So
yes.
How Tadal's question at the beginning was, how can it be known when there is sati and when there is not sati? Well, gradually understanding that so many moments in the day, so even in the discussion there is lobha or wrongly thinking this or that, or the idea that I see, I know, there cannot be sati at those times. At moments of seeing and hearing, there cannot be sati at those times either. So sati can only arise with the wholesome moments, the kusala moments, and it can only be aware of the reality when it's supporting and arising together with panya. Panya has to have sati conditioning it in order to arise. So at this moment, if there's wise reflection that it is just seeing which sees, no one who sees, at that moment of wise considering, sati has to be there, guarding from unwholesomeness and being aware of the object. So this is why we mentioned before, it's completely different from conventional ideas. Like you said, you like to think about the situations and the conventional ideas of mindfulness, like when moving the pen or walking carefully. But this has nothing to do with the Sobhana Chaitasika Sati, the beautiful Chaitasika which the Buddha talked about. So it's very subtle and deep, quite different from what we are used to thinking we know when we talk about mindfulness or awareness.
This is very, very good, Sarah. Thank you so much.
Little bit clearer. Thanks, Tam.
Happy to understand this.
Yes.
Yes, but I also would like to ask one more thing. You know, you said sati only arise with the kusala chittas, but you know the 19 kusala chittasika, there's no sati in there.
Yes, sati is one of the 19.
Which is that?
Sati arises actually not just with kusala chittas, but also with some kusala vipaka citas and also the kiriya citas of the arahat. So this is why we talk about the sobhana cetasika, the beautiful cetasika. But whenever kusala citas arise, sati always is there. It always arises with each kusala cita.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah. Very good.
If you have question, then it's okay.
Lucas, did you want to just bring up your questions that you wanted to ask about Vitaka
yes.
and something you asked me to remind you?
Yes, I know. Did you get Sarah? Sarah, did you get my message about the my question? You know, it's up to you. You know.
Yes, you asked me to remind you to bring up
But on
about,
DSG.
yes, about
yeah, I know.
2 topics. You said you would like to ask Ajahn about
No, it's only one
feelings and
topic.
also
It's
about
only one
Vitaka.
topic. It's not
And
2 topics.
Vitaka.
It's one. No, it's
I
not
thought one was
actual
Vitaka.
now. No, it's only one. Sarah, listen. Let me talk, okay? I only have to Tanajan one question about Vedana, and I sent you a message, you know, about that. So maybe I can read it myself, okay? To Tanajan. If this is not a problem, if I may bring my question, okay? Hello?
Go ahead, Lucas. I may not have seen your latest message. Please go ahead.
All right, okay, that's okay, Sarah, no worry. So can I read it or can I read it, yeah?
You read it, go ahead.
Okay, so this is what I sent you, Sarah, actually on the private message. But okay, this is my question to Tanajan about Vedana. Please, you know, if Tanajan would be glad to answer to me, that would be great, you know, really. So Tanajan, my question, I will read it now, okay? My question would be only about Vedana. And very particularly, it refers to my current circumstances. I wasn't been able to detoxify myself, and I see no point in living, though I want to live, but I have no proper effort to quit. I really don't know. I learned no wisdom in my life. If I am doing again and again the same things, and even though I know it is not good and leads to bad, I don't know Vedana is a feeling, but why does it so much determines one thinking, talking and acting? There is no personality, papancha, but feeling seems so predominant. In my case, it's not only about taking Vedana for myself. This is really like pleasant feeling that leads me and determines my acts. Please, if could Ajahn Sujin advise on it, please, Ajahn Sujin, please. Okay, that's the end of the question.
Can there be anything controlled?
Tanajan, no, it cannot be, I know.
So thinking arises by condition, even you like it or not.
Of course, Tanajan, but how can I get it, you know, because I'm really not good. Listen, I'm trying to be better at least, you know, so it's not bad, but though it's bad, you know.
And the idea of you is great trouble because
Yes,
it's there all the time.
Of
So the
course.
word anatta doesn't mean anything. If there's
that's it.
Carefully, that what is anatta? See, there is nothing at all, and then there is something. Who conditions?
Yeah, I know that. I know that because you told me. Only that.
Ajahn,
Ajahn, you told me that.
Condition.
That's why.
So
No, because you told me. That's why I understand it. You know.
Anatta means know you, but thinking is thinking.
Yeah, it's not my understanding. Also, it's yours. You know.
It's your understanding, but actually, no thing can be you. Nothing
know,
belongs to you
Tanajan, I know
because
that.
it's only that which is conditioned, arising and falling away completely, absolutely. So no you. If there is the idea of you, it against the truth, because actually thinking deeply, carefully, what is taken for you by what? It's there already. If it hasn't arisen, how can there be? It's me or it's you, it's my thinking. But
Yeah, that's
there's
it.
nothing at all. See, no you. So whatever arises is not by you, because no you from the very beginning to condition any thinking at all. That should be learned until it's so clear so that it can go on understanding the words of truth about whatever is there, that it cannot be taken for anything. Why? So very short, just arise and falls away and never to return at all. So why keep on thinking about I and thing and how? See, because everything is gone. And this is so true. So understanding the truth better and better, clearer and clearer, firmer and firmer, will bring about more understanding of what is that you take for. I cannot control it, say this and that all the time, this way or that way, because actually each moment, each reality cannot be taken for anything at all because it's completely gone, even right now. Just this moment is not the same moment before this moment at all. See, and even while we talk like this, it seems like this is the present moment, but it's gone completely. To understand clearly that it's the truth that only right understanding can begin to understand better and better of each, not just not this, only that I'd like to know. See, because everything is there by conditions already. In order to understand the truth, it has to be understanding that which is now. No one makes it arise, and it's gone, never be there forever at all. And that is true. So know me. This is the point. The most important point of the truth is no I, no thing, no me, only conditioned realities. And that's why we learn about what condition what. Otherwise, without that conditions, nothing can arise at all. For example, seeing, hearing, smelling, thinking, everything is conditioned. That's why the more there is the understanding of no self, only realities, different conditions, it will lessen the idea of self, the clinging to the self, until experiencing directly the moment when what arises and falls away. No one arises, no one falls away. It's only that reality, only that, only one. And what about such much more than anything amazing at all, like a miracle? It seems like it cannot be arise at all, but actually by conditions, when there's more understanding of this moment, this is not other, this, and even this, and then another this, not the same. See, and this is life, keeps on going unknowingly, arising and falling away, and ignorance take it for something all the time, as I think, I believe, I know, but actually, where are those realities? None at all, never to be found again. And that is the beginning of understanding that life is useless. It's not just like we want it to be this and that forever. Impossible. Never be forever at all. Only so very short. But clinging is there to that which is there, not understanding that it's not there anymore. So clinging clings to that which is not there. But it seems that it's there. But actually it's not there. From moment to moment until death. Who will not die? And what dies, even right now? Khanika Marana, the momentary death, never to return. until the conventional death, when it's the end of this life, no more this personality, but by conditions, that which arises, and as soon as it's completed by way of upada, titi, panka, it conditions the next one. The only citta which cannot condition the next one is the citta of arahata. That's why life is just a flux of what is there, unknown. And ignorance takes it for something very important. But what is important is gone. Panya is gone. Ignorance is gone. Everything is gone. Nothing there. Before there can be the direct experience of this, there must be the understanding of this moment different from previous moment. And what is now present is past. And that which is future is now present. Only that all the time. Nowhere, no more at all. From life to life, nothing. Anatta and sunyata. Otherwise, there must be clinging to the self, that which experiences, no understanding. So what is seen is something very precious, very desirable, and the experiencing is there non-stop from this object to other object, on and on and on, all day, all night. That's why no understanding, condition, attachment, which condition life on and on, endlessly, until Panya is there, begin to see the danger of that which just fake but seems true, actually nothing there at all. To consider whether it's true or not, and that which considered wisely, correctly, is not self. That's why Buddha pointed out from his enlightenment about everything which is real as this is citta, and that is not citta, it's cetasika, different cetasikas, the difference of everything that no one can imagine or can think about by one's own. But to know that even seeing right now is conditioned, no matter you like it or not, anyone would like it to be there or not, it's there by conditions. No one can stop hearing. No one can stop sound. No one can stop whatever is there because it's there already by conditions, not by anyone. And this is life, nothing. And then something, so very surely, and then nothing again. Nothing can belong to anyone because actually there's no one. There are different realities. That's all. Is it worthwhile to live non-stop, no end, endlessly, from years and years ago? And as seeing it as no self, it will condition less attachment until all akusala are eradicated completely. So it's kind of relief from ignorance, from all troubles in life, because who can select the way of life? By conditions, different ones from moment to moment, from life to life. Just live by conditions, nothing at all. So no trouble. Don't think about how can it be this, how can it do that, why it's not this, why it's not that. No more question about all troubles. It's there. Even this pain, it's just a moment and then gone. Even it seems so long, it arises and falls away by conditions until no condition for that to arise anymore. Nothing can make it arise. So live with understanding, and understanding is understanding the truth of what is there as it is. That which cannot experience appears to moment of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, because there are many rupas, but not all of them can be the object in a day. Only 7 rupas, and it cannot last at all. It's gone all the time, unknown. But wrong understanding and ignorance like it so much, craving for it, but it's not there anymore. See, the more understanding, the more there can be the danger of ignorance because it's so powerful. It conditions attachment so great that would like this to be such and such. And what brings about sorrow, not be as one wants anymore, never be by anyone's wishes. What is there just for understanding or for ignorance. That's why the precious moment in life is the moment of understanding. Because yesterday is so pleasant or so very unpleasant, it's gone. It cannot be now at all, never again at all. And things come by conditions all the time, depending on understanding the truth or no understanding of the truth at all. So when one sees the benefit, the precious of understanding, so live for understanding or for reality appears as it is, appear well as just there and then gone, arising and falling away. And only once is not enough to be tired of life to go on. It needs more and more according to the thickness of the ignorance and attachment from eons and eons ago. But the understanding of no self is the truth, the absolute truth that can bring about no sorrow, no grief, nothing to be cared for anymore, because actually it's there for just a short moment and then gone. What's the use? Craving for it. So take whatever is there as it's there, only just a moment. And is this true? I mean, it's the understanding of the truth. It is right understanding with sati, another Jetsika, arising together, relating to each other. Without sati, there cannot be panya. But whenever there is panya, there must be sati. No one can change the way it is, even just a little bit, because it's from the enlightenment of the Buddha. And each word should be thought very carefully. For example, we live in what seems like the light world, full of things seen and thought about. But in reality, it's light only a moment of seeing, thinking in darkness, hearing in darkness, smelling in darkness, everything is in darkness. So what is the true world which doesn't seem or appear as it is because of ignorance of what which goes on by conditions? Even not seeing that which you see now, can there be understanding of that which is there in darkness, like sound and hearing? See, no one. But as soon as one opens one's eyes, so many things I see, I like, I order. And it follows the moment when it is in darkness, everything hearing, smelling, tasting, still I there. But actually, what is I when it's known? It's just a reality which experiences an object and not understanding that it's not there anymore, no I anymore, but different reality arising again and again. So learning the truth is learning about what is there now. Even when we talk about anussaya, that which is accumulated from moment to moment of kusala and akusala, never lost. It's there in citta from years and years ago. And the right understanding can just eliminate a little bit, so very little of misunderstanding until all can be gone. But where is it? Who knows? So deeply, so very subtle, but it's this moment. Because life is in a moment. Previous moments in eons and eons ago are not now, but it conditioned the next moment on and on up to this moment. So all the anussaya is here. And the understanding of each word of the truth about that which is real eliminate just a little bit of anussaya. So it depends on understanding of this rare moment. Otherwise, it's there. Not know where is it? The anussaya. We just talk about it. See? But there can be just only one citta, one moment of citta at a time. And everything is accumulated in that very moment of citta, which is there. And then gone. Continue. Succeeded by the next one. Unknown all the time. So studying the teachings of the truth has to be the truth now of this moment until it brings condition leading not away from this moment but to be direct understanding. And there must be awareness too at that moment of that very object which pass on unknown from moment to moment until time comes to condition moment of what we say direct awareness of what? Of direct object right now. Because the truth is there. So no one can do anything, but understanding begins and develop little by little at moment of listening carefully to understand each word of truth as it is. And anussaya is less at the moment of understanding.
Yes, and Lucas, sorry, I hadn't seen your private message you sent just before the discussion. I've seen it now. And when there's the idea that I have a proper effort or I don't have a proper effort, again, it's not the understanding of Dhamma like Virya. It's the same as the discussion about Sati. So at moments of akusala, like thinking I can have or I can do, then it cannot be kusala Virya at those moments. But at moments like now of wise considering about dhammas, kusala virya is there at those moments. It's patient to understand what is experienced. So it's never a matter of I can have a proper effort or not have a proper effort, but understanding now. And when there is understanding now, that kusala virya is there. No need to do anything or try to do anything. And on the point about when you mentioned that feelings are so predominant and determine my acts, actually, any Vedana, as the Buddha said, is just an empty bubble. It's gone immediately. Pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling all day long, gone. Nothing worth clinging to. So it's not the Vedana that determines the acts. It's the clinging so much to having pleasant feeling for oneself that accumulated lobha and moha that conditions the akusala deeds and thoughts, because the Vedana itself, like painful bodily feeling, as Ajahn said, is just a moment and then gone, never to return again, or even the pleasant feeling now, just for a moment and then gone, not worth clinging to. So it's the lobha that clings so much, and especially the lobha to oneself, wanting oneself to be happy, wanting to have pleasant experiences, thinking that I should make a proper effort. This is what causes all the difficulties and disturbances. And I think, as Ajahn said, when stressed, when there's more and more understanding of dharmas as anatta and sunyata, each one gone completely, gradually there's less and less disturbance and trouble. So it's not the Vedana that's a problem, but the strong clinging to the idea that I can control life, I should have right effort, and so on, which just leads to more and more disappointment when it's not the way we would like it to be.
I would like to have a question for Sarah.
Sarah, thank you very much, you know.
Yeah, I would like to have...
Haji, let's just let Lucas finish first and then ask your question.
Thank you very much for that. Listen, Sarah, I'm very grateful to you, to be my friend, really, I appreciate. I listen to you, but I listen to Ajahn also, and I would like to know from Ajahn what she thinks, because my life is not good, really not good, and I can't help myself,
I, or Dhamma, know you.
Tanajan, I understand, but what can I do,
Know you, Dhamma.
Dhamma, I know.
Listening and understanding it's not you. Not understanding like this or that, it's not you. That's why learning to understand deeper, that actually what you take for you is gone, never be there again, and you cannot, no one can do it to have this or that at will at all, only by conditions. See, so the condition is the understanding, which will condition more and more understanding, less and less clinging, so less and less trouble. Otherwise, as long as there is I, there must be trouble. I just like to be the way that it cannot be. I like to live long. I like this and that forever, but it's impossible. So be Kanti and Virya encourage us to understand the truth. Even it's so very hard to believe that it is just like that, never be changed at all. But it's so true that it will condition my effort to understand the truth rather than not understand the truth and try to make it something that you like to be, which is impossible. And it conditions more trouble from life to life. But the understanding of life cannot be as you want or as you like to be, but by conditions. And what is the right condition to have that which is pleasant, no trouble, is wholesomeness. And without panya, it cannot be as wholesome as it should be, to understand that actually the truth of all is that actually there's no one and no thing, only that which is conditioned to arise, and cling to that so much that is a trouble. Understanding, no understanding. Keep on, more and more and more, so more and more trouble. But actually, Let's see what will come. Unknown, even next moment. But there must be what which is conditioned to be such unknown. It's known when it comes, like now. What appears is there by conditions. Before that, who knows? So the thing to think about is that everyone now is going to die, and actually death of that which is there, arising and falling away, momentary death all the time, exactly the same as the conventional death. But when it's conventional death, no more what you take and think so much in life to be such and such, but by condition, what's born, who knows? So this life is past life of next life. One knows better than the other what's going on in one's life, wholesomeness or unwholesomeness, ignorance or understanding, because of everything cannot be permanent. That's why the understanding of actually life is nothing will condition less clinging to next life as I would like it to be this and that, like this life. So it depends on right understanding only, which can perform the function of letting go. So what is meant by letting go? It has to be now at this moment, letting go the idea of I study the teachings. Actually, no I, but only moment of hearing, considering the truth, so that there can be condition for more and more understanding of the truth. That's all. Just live to have reality appears as it is, as no one and nothing. This is the best moment in life to know the truth, the conditions for the understanding of the truth of no self. Otherwise, the self follows each life.
Chan, can we say that the root of all the problems is ignorance, and the only solution is understanding, which means that not only Lucas, but we all are very sick because of ignorance. And the way out of this for everyone is just to listen and understand more.
Mhm. Because actually, there's no one. No Lucas, no me, no Sukin, no one. All are realities. And there can be more kusala, compassion to anyone who has ignorance. And it takes quite a long, long time. So very difficult to go against the current of ignorance and attachment because it's there all the time, even while listening and considering. Just go against the current of ignorance little by little. As no I. See, the point, the destination is no I at all. Is it better to know that actually there's no I?
Yes.
See, so follow the path, letting go the idea of self. I'm hearing, I'm considering, I'm thinking. And then we can listen to the teachings to understand the truth as no self, the Dhamma better and better, a little clearer and clearer from life to life.
I would like to have a question for Sarah.
Yes, Haji, thank you for being so patient. Thank you.
Not if it's just loba, it's not patient, because patient have to be real kusala. But you were saying like Patsa and all the Chetasika that arise all the time, but they don't appear. But sometimes like Vedana appears, and maybe intention, maybe it's so strong that it appears, and it could be the object for Satipatthana, right?
The unexpected object. So who knows what will appear next moment, whether it's visible object or unpleasant feeling or strong intention or virya or lobha. So whatever appears, it's by conditions. If there is any, as I discussed with Tada, if there's any setting a rule or thinking it should be this one or that one, then the lobha hinders the arising of sati at that moment and panya at that moment. So it just depends on conditions and accumulations what will appear even now.
Yeah, if I could just add something, Ramji. What we take conventionally to be strong intention doesn't necessarily mean it is the mental factor of Cetana, because conventional idea of intention involves a lot of thinking and willing. So these are not necessarily, it's not necessarily Cetana that is appearing at those moments.
A little bit like the strong effort that Lucas was talking about, or the effort to do something, the conventional idea of effort or the conventional idea of intention, or the conventional idea of sati in particular, so different from understanding the Dhamma as Dhamma.
Yeah, feeling.
Or even feeling, like someone says, oh, I feel unpleasant all day, or I have such strong bodily unpleasant feeling, but Vedana, the painful feeling, just arises for a moment and gone instantly. And the main point to stress is that whatever it is, whatever appears, it's just a Dhamma, either Nama Dhamma or Rupa Dhamma, not self, no one there, and gone instantly, of no importance at all, not worth clinging to for an instant. So that.
Yeah, and I was having a discussion with Dad yesterday. Like I was having question like, suppose moment of kaya that experience heat. There's either sukha vedana if it's pleasant feeling, pleasant, the object is pleasant, or unpleasant object, then dukkha vedana arise. But when suppose like I touch something very hot and the heat appear, but vedana, dukkha vedana arise, but at that time also, but it does not appear. It's the heat that appear, right?
At the moment of touching, in the moment of bodily experience, the heat appears at that moment. The heat is experienced, but it is unpleasant, painful feeling that arises at that moment of touching, and it can be known afterwards. Like everyone knows when they touch something very hot that there is unpleasant feeling, but it's not understood as Dhamma, just a moment of painful feeling and then gone completely.
But
so at the moment of touching, the painful feeling cannot be known, but the nimitta of painful feeling does appear, but it's just a matter of whether it appears to ignorance or to understanding, whether it appears to wrong understanding, taking it for my painful feeling that's so bad, or whether there is any sati and understanding to understand that it's just a moment of unpleasant feeling gone, nothing to be so disturbed about.
So
like Ikram said, all the unpleasant feelings of yesterday completely gone, even the unpleasant feeling of a moment ago, it's gone. But usually there's clinging to the story about my painful feeling.
So the moment of experience heat, the unpleasant feeling arises, but it has to appear at different moment.
Because heat is experienced, heat appears at that moment. Unpleasant feeling cannot appear at that moment of bodily experience, but it arises with the citta, just like the citta doesn't appear because it's the heat which is the object. But cittas arise and fall away so rapidly, so it can be the nimitta of the bodily experience, the nimitta of the painful feeling, the nimitta of the rupa, all depending on conditions, what appears.
talking about what can be object of awareness, then it could be the pleasant feeling or it could be the heat, because awareness will take its own object. There's no saying that it has to be one reality rather than the other.
But just be clear that at the moment of touching, the touching arises with the unpleasant feeling, and the object is the heat, the undesirable object at that moment. But it's just for a moment and then gone completely. Not my experience, not my painful feeling, not the heat of the table, but just that rupa that appears and then gone.
Because each chitta can know one object at a time. So although
One object at a time, yes.
So
and at that moment of touching tam tan, no awareness at that moment, because only the 7 cetasikas that arise together at that moment of experience. So only ever one object at a time. Feeling feels, it's the reality that experiences the same object as the chitta it accompanies.
So although feeling arises, but the heat is the object at that moment, and feeling can be the nimitta later.
Yes, the nimitta of feeling can be the object of experience in the mind door, but in the body door, only the one of the rupas, only the one of the tangible rupas, the heat, the hardness, or the motion can ever be experienced. Okay, I think our time is up. So thank you very much, Ajahn. Sawadee ka.
Thank you.